Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. So this is our Tai Chi forms class. Let's get started with our warm-up. So we've learned section 1. We want to practice it every day if possible. So let's start with section 1 all the way through our new movement, Embrace the Tiger, Return to the Mountain. So I'm going to turn face the other direction so that we move together. Let's take a moment and prepare before we move through the form. Feet shoulders width apart, nice and straight, slight bend in the knees. Check in with that lower back waist area, slightly tucked, allowing the hips to be nice and level. Remember, there's a little piece of fruit underneath your arms. The fingertips brush the sides of the knee, and you're gently lifting up with the crown of the head as those shoulders sink down. Feel the weight centered in the whole foot, nice connection to the ground. Feeling heavy through the lower body, light and airy through the top, moving into opening. Rotate the arms, lifting up, shoulder height and shoulder width. Upper arms go down, forearms and palms sink down in front of the hips. Shift to your left. Turn and open on the right heel. Sinking down, right arm reaches out, left arm comes underneath. We step to 12 o'clock. Left arm goes up, right palm pushes down, ward off left. Shift your weight back, turn whole body on the left heel. Rotate both arms, right arm bends underneath, step out. Right arm hinges up, left palm pushes down, elbow and knee on the right side lined up. Rotate both arms so they go to the corner direction. Shift your weight back, turn from your waist, arms go to the other corner. Touch the left palm to the center of the right forearm. Expand up and out for press. Both arms open up. Come back over a ball, sitting up the palms so that you can push. Shoulder height, shoulder width. Flatten the arms, moving into single width. Show turning with the left arm and waist, then whole body turns, rotate on the right heel. Press the arms down, relax the left foot, make a hook to the corner, stepping wide enough, standing ward off, and strike. Raise hands, shift back and turn on the left heel. Open up your hook, arms open, step empty stance on the heel, close the arms, turning the waist. Both arms go down, circle for white crane, left arms on top, we close the arms and step. Looking to 9 o'clock, right arm goes overhead, left hand by the hips. Empty stance on the ball of the foot. Look at the right palm. Left arm goes up, right arm goes down, then they switch. Sitting at the right palm, imagine brushing off that table and then strike with the right palm. Let someone pull you as you step closer in. Pulling back, hamstring salute, up and down with both arms, empty stance on the heel. Brush knee, right arm swings down as you step. Brush off that table, right hand to the shoulder, and then directly striking out. Other side, shift back, left arm and leg turn together. Left arm swings down, look away from the screen, step out, brush off the table, left hand to the shoulder, and straight out for the strike. Right arm comes up and then turns, fingertips point to the center. Swing the right arm down, step out, brush knee, and strike. Hamstring salute one more time, stepping closer in. Imagine pulling your opponent back, controlling their elbow over the center of your forearm. Right arm swings down, our last brush knee. Step, brush knee, and strike. Parry, block, and punch. Just like brush knee, shift back and turn. Both arms go down circle this time. Make a fist. Back position's the same. Carry to the side as you shift your weight to the right leg. Left arm and leg together, holding your opponent back, and then punch. Apparent closing up, arms separate, both palms face up. Or imagine breaking a grab over our left forearm. Sit up both palms, and then push. Cross hands. Palm faces out in front as you turn, and then shift the weight and chop to the corner. Wild West arms as we shift, cross at the bottom as you step, and then lift up. Here's our new movement. Shift to the right. Turn on your left heel as far as you can go. Arms don't change. Separate the arms. Right arm starts going up, left arm down. 2 circles like brush knee. Stepping out. And then imagining embrace the tiger and then strike with the left palm. All right, you made it. How do we do? Good. That's a big chunk of the form right there, okay? And a lot of repeat movement, which can make it a little difficult to remember. So, how are we feeling about our new movement?
Good.
Good. All right. Love that answer. All right. So let's review it really quick. We'll just break it down just because this one has that bit of a different direction than normal. We're not going to a straight direction or to a corner. We're slightly less than corner. Okay. So let's review embrace the tiger because today's movements are actually repeat movements. Okay. So it's going to be that sequence of grasping the bird's tail just from a little bit of a different transition. All right, so from cross hand, sinking into our legs, feet shoulders width apart, right arm on the outside. Shift to your right. Turn on your left heel as far as you can go, turning, folding into the hips. Arms don't change. Now, as you shift back to your left leg, separate the arms. The right arm has to go up slightly. The left elbow pulls down. Remember, small little circle with that right palm so you can press down and step out less than corner. Now, drop the arms for a moment. I want you to look at your footwork. If you turned your left foot to the same direction as your right foot, are you on 2 lines? That's really important. That's going to help with your balance, okay? So this can be a hard place to step wide enough. So you have to make sure you're imagining you're stepping around your opponent's footwork to get behind them. All right, so now our left palm is sitting up almost to 12 o'clock, and our right arm is in that ski slope position. From here, it's just like brush knee with a different meaning. We're going to brush off that table or embrace our opponent, and our left hand comes to our shoulder. And now from here, strike with the left palm, and the right hand comes to the knee. The difficult thing about this end position is we want our left arm to be in the same direction as our right foot. So we don't want to over rotate, which this is really easy to do. So try to make sure that we really have our torso in the same direction and our arm goes to the same direction. All right, let's do it again. All right. From cross hands, sinking down, right arm on the outside. Shift right so that you can rotate on that left heel, whole leg turns. Separate the arms, right arm up, left arm down. Little circle with that right arm so it can press down as you step out. Brush or embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain as you strike. How are we doing? Final postures look good. Looks real good. How's the transition feel with the arm circles? Okay.
Okay.
All right. So from cross hands, all right, right arm's on the outside. I'm going to turn just a little bit, okay? We're going to separate. We have to disconnect, okay? We can't just go up. There's a little bit of disconnect as they separate. That's it, okay? That's perfect. The hard part is not the left arm, because the left arm's just going to swing down from here. So that's just normal brush knee, okay? So from here, they separate. I'm going to drop this arm so you can see, and this arm just swings down. It just swings normal brush knee, okay? It's the right arm. So we separate and disconnect. Now this palm has to go to face down. So we're not just going to like turn it over. It's going to be a little circle, okay? So remember, everything that we do in Tai Chi, if it's against an opponent, if it's a counterattack, it's a circle. If it's our attack, it's a strike. So this is a defensive movement. So with our right arm, we're not just going to go and smash it down, right? We're not just going to smash down. We want to make a little rotation. Yes. So I'm going to exaggerate a little bit. So we're here, and we separate. I'm going to exaggerate. We're going to circle. Yeah. Now that's probably like the hardest part besides that off corner direction, right? That's slightly less than corner. So we have both arms up. We separate. As the left arm goes down, that right arm is going to circle and touch. Yes, that was it. One more time. Separate. Little circle as you swing that left arm down. Now remember, when we get to this position, it's exactly like brush knee. It's the same exact position. So that left palm is sitting up, ready to strike, and the right arm's in that ski slope position so that we have that space between our body. So that's exactly the same. And from here, it's exactly the same. Okay? So nothing from that point should feel new. It's just that transition to get to there, right? So let's do it one more time. Just the arms. Cross hands. Okay. Separate. Right arm up, left arm down. Left arm keeps going down. Right arm circles. And we get to that brush knee position. There it is. And then embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. A little bit better? Okay, let's do it with the legs. So from cross hands, sinking down, right arm on the outside. Shift right. Turn on your left heel, arms don't change. This is where that transition happens. Separate the arms as you shift back. We're circling, left arm goes down, and we step out and touch with the whole foot. So just like brush knee, left palm sitting up, right arm rounded, ski slope, right foot is fully connected. Now we're looking towards the back direction, but then we immediately turn to where our opponent is, and then we strike. Is that better this time? All right, let's do it one more time, and then we'll talk about what's next. So cross hands. Embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. Shift right. Rotate on that left heel. Don't stand up. Separate the arms. Left arm swings down. Right arm's going to press down. Touch. Embrace the tiger. Return to the mountain. All right. Feeling solid now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. More. Yes. Any questions? Yes.
My feet are not going in the same direction. One is at noon, and one is at about 3 or 4 o'clock.
Okay. So we're not turning our left foot enough then. Okay. And this is one of the challenges with this movement, because we're in that shoulder width stance. I'm going to do it from this direction for a moment, just the footwork so you can see. Okay. So from cross hands, we shift to our right. Okay. We turn on our left heel. This is where it gets difficult. we don't have a lot of space here, right? So especially men struggle with this. If we have strong legs, we'll struggle with this, okay? So we shift and it's turning your foot as far as you can. So remembering on the clock, it might be 1:30, 2 o'clock, okay? And then we have to shift back, and this is where the balance is gonna be challenged so that we can pick up our foot and step around. Now, remembering that this is not corner, it's off. This is the hardest part of this movement, is this transition, okay? So how do we do this without standing up? Because it's easy to like do this, okay? Right? Yeah, see, everyone can relate to that. So how do we stay sinking in? We really have to shift, really shift that weight. So now there's really nothing in that left foot, and you can use that whole hip to rotate the foot in. Now we're only shifting back for a second, and then we immediately pick up, and you draw that foot into center because you're stepping around your opponent, and then you move forward. And then we should have that 2 lines, not straight directly to corner, but slightly off. Was that better?
It's better, but I noticed your left foot just at the end moved a little bit more toward the right foot. In other words, I'm not on the 2 rails yet. I'll keep working on.
That's gonna take time, okay? That's why I specifically check with you if you're on the 2 lines, because this is one of the most difficult movements to make sure that we're on 2 lines. The only other one that really competes with making 2 lines right now is single whip, right? It's a similar thing of where from here we've turned and now we have to draw that foot in and step wide enough. This is the same concept of we're here and we have to turn, and we can't just swing our foot out, okay? We can't just from here go, okay, I'm going to step here. All right, once we turn, draw your foot in. Imagine there's someone in this space and you have to step around them. That's going to help you achieve wide enough. All right. Yeah, I do now, like, okay. All right, let's do it one more time. Because from here, we have one new transition and then it's just repeat movement. So cross hands. All right, shift to your right. Turn everything. See how the torso is turning, the legs are turning, the foot, everything. Now separate the arms. Left arm goes down, right arm's gonna make that little circle. Step around your opponent. We're in that brush knee position. All right, take your footwork. Less than corner, not quite to straight. And now, just like brush knee, but embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. Better that time? Yes, big nods. All right, good. Remember that achieving what we call standard footwork takes time. There's nothing but practice that's going to get you there, and that requires time and dedication, right? So we know 5 minutes a day. All right. Okay. So let's talk about what's next. What's next? The great part, our footwork does not change. Okay. The only thing that's going to change is we're going to turn our waist and shift our weight back. That's it. And then we're going to shift forward and turn our waist slightly back. And then we're going to move back and forward. So that's the great part. Okay. Footwork is solid. You've got the footwork. Okay. So watch one time. Just watch. And then I'll break down the arms. Okay. So from embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. we move into grasping the bird's tail, starting with roll back. So we're going to do some bicycle arms, connecting out, and then turn from the waist. Then next, press and push. So you got that, right? We got the end portion. So how do we get into roll back? All right, this is a little bit of a different transition because it has a little bit of a different meaning. So we're in, I'm going to turn to this side. Okay, this is a little off direction. We would be here. This would be easier so then you can look at your screen. Okay, left palm is striking, right hand is by your knee. Right now it's by your hip. We're going to imagine what it feels like when you bicycle your leg. So your left arm's going to reach out and turn, and your right hand's going to come to your shoulder. And then we're going to continue making those circles, and we're going to connect out, and it's going to end up in roll back. So remembering roll back, we have that nice arm shape, palm sitting up, and it's pointing to the center of our forearm. Then from here, we're just going to turn a little bit, and there's going to be an up and down with the arms, okay? So I'm going to face the screen for just a moment. I want you to see. We're going to connect out, but when we turn, it's not just dead arm turns, okay? There's a tiny little up and down. It's like micro little movements, okay? But it's important because in Tai Chi, our power comes from two opposing forces, right? So it's the up and down that controls our opponent versus just moving, right? It's a little up and down, okay? So it's important to show just that little bit, all right? So let's break it down again. Let's talk about the meaning so we understand. We know that roll back is grabbing someone's wrist and controlling their elbow, right? So we're taking their arm and we're controlling it, but this time more of a downward angle, okay? So with this movement, to break it down, we can imagine someone is grabbing your left wrist, okay? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna re-grab their wrist with your left arm. That's why we turn that palm up. Our hand comes to the shoulder because our next movement is connecting to their elbow. Then we turn and control them to the side. Makes sense, right? Now that we know the meaning. So from here, think bicycle arms. So we're reaching out with the left a little bit as it turns up, right arm's coming up. And then we're going to keep making those circles as we connect to our opponent. And then we just turn a little bit. Looking good. All right, let's do it again. So from here, we're going to bicycle circles, connecting out to our opponent, and then turning to the side. Good. Let's do it again. So remembering here in our final posture, seeing a lot of arms close, I want you to think big. Take up that space, okay? Remember that it's not only because it's a martial art, right? That when we're dealing with some opponent's arm or punch, we want to keep it away from our body, right? We don't want to keep it in. We want that space from our opponent. The other thing is we now practice a large frame. That large frame is not just for martial arts purposes, it's for our practice within our joints and our body that we're ever so slightly opening, okay? So we're not collapsing in and like letting everything be really closed in. We want to think we're spreading open just a little bit. It's not like an extreme tightening, okay? But we want to feel like a gentle opening of our joints and a gentle stretch within our body to allow that energy and blood to flow just a little bit more, okay? All right, ready to do it again? All right, let's do it. So from Embrace the Tiger, we're imagining someone's grabbing our left wrist. we're going to re-grab and set up our right arm in that bicycle movement. We're going to keep circling so that we can connect out to their elbow, and then we turn and throw them to the ground. Nice. There's that big arms. All right, one more time. So from here, re-grabbing, bicycling the arms, connecting out to their elbow as we circle, and then we turn a little bit of up and down. Clear? All right, let's put it together with the legs. All right, so this is your opportunity to have a really nice bow stance. So remembering our left foot is not to 3 o'clock, it's probably more to 2. Sink down into that left leg. Stepping out, remember it's not quite corner, it's closed in a little bit. All right, now we're in that embrace tiger, but it looks like brush knee. So right hand is by the knee. Remember, don't overturn. Nice. Less than corner direction. All right, so what's gonna happen? As we circle our arms, we're gonna shift our weight back. We're almost all the way back as we connect out. We have just a little bit of weight left, and we're going to turn our waist, and the arms end up basically to 3 o'clock. Okay, let's do it again. Move your weight forward. Imagine level moving back and forth. Left palm striking, right hand by the knee. We start shifting our weight back. We're bicycling the arms, right hand to the shoulder, connecting out to your opponent's elbow. Shift the tiny weight back and turn. Okay, one more time. From embrace the tiger, we're leaning into it. Okay, shift back, circling the arms, connecting out, turning to 3 o'clock. Now check. Left fingertips should point to the center of the right forearm. Why? We're grabbing our opponent's arm. Nice. Very nice. Any questions? Told you this week was going to be like the good week, right? Where we could just like practice and enjoy. Okay. So let's put it together, because what's next? Press and then push. So it's the same transition that we already know. So let's just put it all together. Let's start at cross hands to get that practice in of embrace the tiger. Right arm on the outside. Shift right. Turn on your left heel. Separate the arms. Right arm goes up, left arm down. Circling. We're going to step out less than corner, embrace the tiger, and return to the mountain. Roll back. Shift your weight back, bicycling the arms, right hand to the shoulder, and then connect out in front, turning from your waist, arms go to 3 o'clock. Touch the center of your right forearm. Arms are close in. Expand up and out for press. Elbow and knee should be in alignment here. Now open up both arms, torsos the same direction as the right foot. Pulling back, armpits open, sit up the palms in front of your chest, and now push shoulder height, shoulder width. How did we do? What any questions? How are we feeling?
I have a question on this sequence. So if you're pulling back, then when if you're pulling back and then you're pushing out, I'm just not following that the segue from one sequence into the next. What is the meaning of doing that?
All right, so 2 meanings for push. The pulling back is if someone pushes against you, okay? So we're going to let them come and we're going to pull back. We're going to follow their energy back and sit up our palms, and then we're going to push straight out. So that's that. It's like a following movement. So we're kind of, our elbows are drawing back, our hands are connected. So say someone pushes like this, you would go in between them and you could follow and separate and then push back, okay? You could also do push against a punch. It would look different than the form because you would connect with both hands, you would connect out and you would kind of circle and then push. So what would happen is their arm would get bent into their body and then they would get pushed back, okay? So that meaning isn't as clear within our form practice, but it is one of those meanings. But here we want to think that we're connecting to someone's arms and we're kind of drawing them and letting them come into us so that we can then push out, okay? So that's what I mean in terms of the pulling back, or we can think about our elbows, okay? From here, the elbows are gonna pull back, okay? Instead of sinking down and being really close into the body, we can think we're pulling the elbows back to the corner direction and then pushing out. Does that help?
Yeah, let me ask the question a different way. If you're using your right arm to move somebody's arm away from you, then how do you go into the push back sequence? You understand what I'm saying? So you're using your right arm, you're grabbing their elbow and moving that away from you with your right arm, right?
You mean from roll back from here?
Yes.
Okay, so this sequence of movements is made to go one after another or to be used separately. So the first meaning is that we would grab our opponent's arm and we would control them to this downward direction, okay? So that means that you would be taking their arm and they would be in this direction, okay? But if their arm is in this direction, they understand how to neutralize, they would take their elbow and turn it down, okay? So then this movement here would not work, okay? Because from here, you wouldn't be able to push on the elbow because it would be bent. So the next thing that we would do from here is we would follow the bend in their arm and we would go to press and we would press out, okay? So from there, then we would press our opponent away. Now, press and push aren't linked so much together because press can be used as we connect to our opponent and we come in and then expand out. Whereas push is, say, we're opening someone's arms, separating their arms. So it's more against a push or a strike by itself. But the movements of ward off right, roll back, and press follow one after another, as do embrace the tiger in terms of a grab, we connect. If we try roll back, it doesn't work, then we go to press and we press them, and then your opponent would be tossed away from you. So we wouldn't be using push after it.
That helps. Thank you very much.
All right, we got it. I love that you guys are interested in the martial arts because it is really important to understand why our body is moving in this way. It also helps us with the positioning of our body. So, you know, we might not ever use this as a martial art, but we're going to gain a meditative aspect from this because when we're practicing, we know what we're doing. So our mind is going to connect to the movement instead of being off who knows where, right? So it allows us to connect, we call internal and external combined together. So remember how we were talking about the 10 principles of practice? And we talk about a lot of these all of the time. We talk about the physical aspects of shoulders and elbows sinking down, waist relaxed. I don't say it too often, but another one is chest sinking in or back rounded enough, because I feel like I don't see anyone lifting up their chest like this. I feel like we're being really conscious of this already. But then we have all the internal ones, or say the non-physical. So syncing the upper and lower body so that everything arrives together. Matching that internal to external. So what's going on in our mind is what's going on with our body. So, right. And I think everyone's doing a really great job with all of these things. And your questions tell me that too, which is really exciting as an instructor. So do we have any questions? Any other questions on this movement today? All right, you ready to practice? All right, cross hands. Let's put it all together. We're going to do it a couple of times. So feet shoulders width apart, starting in a great position. This is our opportunity to work on all of those little details. Right arm on the outside. Hitting those stop points on this first round. Shift right. Now turn on your left heel. Arms don't change. How did we do? Did we stand up or are we still sinking down? Legs are really closed in and tight for a moment. Now as you shift back, arms separate, right arm goes up, left arm down. Circle that right arm a little bit. Left arm swings down, step around your opponent, touch. Left palm sitting up, right arm's in that ski slope. Remember, base in your body. Okay, we're looking to the back direction. Then we open up or embrace and then strike. Check. Did we over rotate or are we nicely in line with our right foot direction, less than corner? Right hands by the knee, left palm striking. Okay, roll back. Someone's grabbing to you. You're gonna shift slowly back. You're imagining re-grabbing as the right hand comes to the shoulder. Then you're gonna connect to your opponent's elbow. And now that last little bit of weight, you're gonna turn from your waist, arms go up and down slightly. Remember, left palm's facing up, left fingers point to the center of the forearm. Now, if their elbow bends, you're going to follow them and touch your right forearm so that they're nice and close into you now so you can expand up and out, tossing them away. Here, whole palm is touching the forearm, the whole thing. Elbow and knees in line. Okay, from here, open up both arms, palms face down. We're gonna draw back, so elbows pull back. We're gonna come over that ball at the end and sit up the palms. They're at chest height. Now we're gonna push up to shoulder height, shoulder width apart. Remember, palms are slightly turned in. We're not flat palms, we're not edged. In between, elbows and shoulders sinking down, leaning into it like it's something heavy. How did we do with the checkpoint? Looks pretty good on my end, but how did it feel? Feel it? Yes. All right. Okay. Now let's do it again. What's always the next mission? Flow. Okay. We want to let it all go. We know we just hit our checkpoints, right? Now it's time to just let it go. Just feel the flow of Tai Chi and just breathe, right? Let's do it. So cross hands. Take a deep breath. Feel that sinking into the legs. Feel that breath move all the way down through the belly. All right, shift right and turn. Feel the flow. We're going to move a little bit quicker. Separate the arms. Circling, step around your opponent. Flow and embrace and strike. Re-grabbing, connecting out in front, and then turning to the side. Touching the center of the right forearm and expanding up and out for press. Opening both arms, coming back, sit up the palms, and then push. Was it different? Yeah. So I challenge you to find the in-between, okay? How can we have our checkpoints but still feel that flow? All right, it's your choice. Right hand, or I should say right hand, this would be your right hand, If you want to do the whole section up until what we've done, left hand, if you want to do embrace the tiger 5 more times. That's how many times we can get it in. Ooh, I love the verdict with everyone on the same thing. Okay, let's do the whole section. I love it. All right. Okay, starting and prepare. Beautiful. Checklist, right? Head lifting up, shoulders down, little piece of fruit, waist relaxed, knees slightly bent. Feeling the flow. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale and let it all go. Now let the arms float up, opening. Pressing down till the hands reach in front of the hips. Working for that flow, feeling nice and relaxed. Shift and turn on the right heel. Reaching out in front, left arm underneath, step. Lift the left arm up, press down with the right, torso's vertical. Shift right, turn on the left heel. Both arms rotate, right arm underneath. Ward off right, hinge that right arm up, press down with the left. Roll back, rotate both arms, left palm faces up. Shift your weight back, turn from your waist, arms go to the other corner. Touching the center of your forearm, we're imagining expanding up and out. Open up both arms, come back over the ball, armpits open, and then push to shoulder height. Single whip, flatten both arms. So turning, rotate on the right heel. Press down. Single whip, make that hook. Step wide enough and strike. Shift back, turn on your left heel. Light and airy through the arms, open that hook up. Step and touch with the whole heel, raise hands and step forward. Both arms go down, circle. Left arm on top as we close and step. Right arm on the outside, moves overhead, touch with the ball of the left foot. Brush knee, look at the right palm. 2 circles, step, bow stand. Brush off the table, right hand to the shoulder, strike out in front. Reaching out, step in, pull back, up and down with the arms, touching with the left heel. Right arm swings down, left arm then presses, brush knee, and strike. Other side, shift back, turn left arm and leg together. Swing that left arm down, look away, brush knee, and strike with the left palm. One more on this side, turning. Swing, step, sit up that right palm so it can come to the shoulder and go straight out. Imagine someone's pulling you, so you let them and then you come back and pull them, controlling their elbow over your forearm. Last brush knee, swing down and step wider. Brush that table off, right hand to the shoulder, strike out, left hand to the knee. Parry, block, and punch, just like brush knee, shift back and turn. This time, both arms go down, make a fist, touch with the heel, open to the corner as you parry, block with the left arm as you step out, and then punch. Everything arrives together. Separate both arms, palms go up. Imagine breaking a grab over your left forearm. Sit up both palms and push. Turn from your waist, right palm faces forward, and then chops to the corners. You pour that weight to the right, rotating that left heel to 12. Wild West arms as you shift left. Cross at the bottom as you step in, and then lift the arms up as you center off. Shifting to your right, turn on your left heel as far as you can. separate both arms. Little circle with the right as that left arm swings down, step around your opponent, embrace the tiger and return to the mountain. Imagine someone's grabbing you, you re-grab, bicycle the arm so you can connect out to their elbow, turning, controlling to the side direction. They bend their elbows so you touch the center of your forearm and then press them away. Last movement, open up both arms, come back over that ball, sit up the palms at the last moment, and then push. All right. Woo. It's a long section now, right? Okay. Great work today. Always a pleasure having you in class. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.